Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to do a video on the progression of our fall garlic from planting to harvest. See you in a few minutes. Well, we planted our fall garlic a couple of weeks ago, just before Hurricane Matthew hit. We survived the storm, and the garlic's doing fine. And I wanted to show you where we're at. One thing that I added since the last time I did a video on it was a barrier over the top to protect it from the squirrels. They come out here, and this time of the year in the fall, they're burying nuts everywhere, and they're digging holes, and occasionally they'll even dig up your garlic and destroy it. So I had to put a cover over it to protect it. And you take a look at what I got. You can come up close where you can see it. You see, I just put a layer of chicken wire right across the top of it, and I used fern strips around the perimeter, and I just nailed it in a few places because this is just temporary. In the spring, I'll come back out here and I'll remove all this fencing before the garlic starts to shoot the scapes up and gets tangled up into the chicken wire. So I'll take all this chicken wire off in the spring and give them things plenty of room to grow. They can grow right through it, but the problem is when you get ready to harvest it, it's all tangled up inside the chicken wire. So I'll remove that as soon as I can in the spring when the squirrels leave it alone, and it'll be off and running. So we'll see you back here in a couple of months. Well, our fall garlic's been in the bed for 4 weeks now, and I wanted to show you something so that you don't get alarmed if you're doing this for your first time. You'll notice the hardnecks have already emerged, and they've grown, they've sprouted and started to grow. So have some of the elephant garlics. You might want to come up close where you can see them. See, these are elephant garlic right here, right there. These are the hardneck. And if you'll notice down here, this is the soft neck area. Remember, there's nothing coming up in the soft neck. That's because the soft necks are more of a warm weather garlic, remember? So it's already getting cool here in Virginia. It's almost November, late October. So these we're getting some cool nights in the 40s. So this soft neck garlic, he's asleep. He's gone to bed. He's waiting on spring. The hard neck garlic, he's happy as he can be. And these things are not going to be damaged when the frost comes just because you got this new flush of growth. Once those frosts come and they're consistent with the frost, these will go dormant and they'll die all the way down. But that doesn't mean your garlic's dead, so don't panic. It's just they're going dormant, and all of this new growth will completely die off, and they're still forming roots and building a great root system over the winter. So in the spring, you'll see these come back again, right where they're at. So we'll see you back here in a couple of months. Well, I just ripped off all that chicken wire that I had over there over the winter to keep the squirrels out in it. And the garlics that we planted last fall, they made it through the winter. One time we had 14 inches of snow sitting on top of these things, but they've come through the winter and they're starting to pop up. So you can take a look at where they're at right now. We'll be back in the days ahead and continue watching the progress of our garlics. One thing you want to do when you taking care of your fall garlic is in the spring, this mulch that was here over the winter protected it from the snow and the freezes and did a great job in the wintertime. But when springtime gets here, we need to pull that mulch off, because now it's not worrying about the winter temperatures anymore, and it's retaining that moisture in there. And in my area where we live, that would be a little bit too much water, and if I get too much water retained on top of our garlic bulbs, you could cause them to root rot and you could lose them. So what I do is I pull that mulch off, and I'll save that mulch. I'm going to use this to top off my container grown potatoes over yonder, but don't throw it away because it's only been used for about 5 months. So clear up your mulch, let your bed get some air to it, and let some of that moisture evaporate out of there so that your garlic bulbs aren't sitting too wet for too long. We'll be back in a few weeks and we'll take another look at them. Well, the fall garlic's been growing for 6 months. They've wintered over from last October. This is Memorial Day, and they are really doing good. So they've only got about another 3 to 4 weeks at the most before they'll be ready to harvest. So take a look at the progress these guys have made. They've gotten quite large, as you can see, and growing just as beautiful. They're going to make some nice garlic. Now I want to show you something to watch out for. If you can come up close to this, let's take a look at this one. You see how, let's come around over here, and you see here is a scape. I'm going ahead and pop those scapes off. See the scape? And I'll take that in and we'll make stir fry out of that. The other thing I wanted to show you is these bottom leaves. See how this one has already died? And you see these other ones starting to discolor. When you see that, you're getting close to harvest, because you want these last half of the leaves on the bottom, like these leaves right here. When you see those leaves right there dying back and dead, and the top of them, like this, is still growing and it's still green, and it's dead down here and green on the top, it's ready to harvest. So we'll be back in about 3 weeks. We'll harvest our garlic, and we'll take it over to the seed rack and we'll set them up so they can cure, and we'll go through that process too. So we'll be back in about 2 to 3 weeks. Well, we've waited a long time to get ready to harvest our garlic, and I wanted to show you what to look for so you'll know when it's ready to harvest. You see this garlic I went and pulled up. You see how the top leaves are still green and the bottom leaves have started dying off? What you want is about half of the bottom leaves to be dyed back. And the reason for that is every one of these leaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I got about 9 or 10 leaves, right? Well, every one of these leaves makes a wrap of skin around the garlic cloves. So every time you see one of these little skins, one of these little leaves here die back, that's another layer of that skin that has died and rotted off. So here's like one that has come away. Here's 2. See, there's another one that came off. Here's another one that's died back. So you want to get it when about half of them are gone, so that this garlic bulb is still protected by a good layer of several skins. Because if you wait too long, those skins die away, and as soon as they die away, then root rot sets in. They're not protected from the elements, and they're no good. So this right here is what you want to look for. The bottom half of the garlic stalk is starting to die back and turn yellow, and the top half's still green. That's what you want. That's a good hard, it's a good hard garlic, and it's ready to be cured. Here's an example of one that got too wet. We've had a huge amount of rains, hailstorms, just torrential rains. And you see how this is yellowed and the whole top is dead all the way up to the top. It's died back all the way down the stalk. And if you feel this garlic right here, it's soft. And that's because it had too much water out there for too long. I couldn't get them out because I think we've had like 7 or 8 days in a row of nothing but rain. So in so doing, the being so saturated, you can feel the stalk is soft, and this is a hard neck, and it's soft, and it's yellow all the way up, and that garlic bulb's soft. So this garlic's not going to make it. There's no sense in even trying to keep it. When you see it look like that, it's no good. Here's what you want: the top green and the bottom dead, not the whole thing. So that's what I wanted you to understand, because it's really time to go get our garlic out. So we appreciate you watching this part 2 of the series, and be sure to catch part 3, because me and Nancy's fixing to go out there and dig these up, and we'll put that video together and then come out here real quick. So keep your eyes open to see how it came out. So we appreciate you watching, and always remember, where all this comes from the Lord. By his hands we are fed. Give us, Lord, our daily bread. Amen.
Have a blessed day. Thanks for watching our videos. We really love making them. If you like our videos, please like our Facebook page to get the latest tips and tricks. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the newest video. Like it, it would really inspire and encourage us. But most importantly, share it to encourage others. We'll welcome your comments and questions. Thank you. Have a blessed day.